Do you remember what happened in 2005? Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire appeared. The third episode of Star Wars happened. How I Met Your Mother started. Wow, Brangelina dates back to 2005. And, oh wait, hold on, what was that? Yep, you guessed it, we're there too. We said hello world 15 years ago, and we have to admit, since then it's been a wild ride. It all started out in a small apartment. We were a small team of geeks who wanted to play with software. And that's exactly what we did. As years went by, we started growing and we moved around Cluj as the team was expanding. Man, I feel like we took over street after street after street, just like in a Monopoly game. And right now, we're here and here. Well, after the pandemic started, we've kind of been a bit all over the place. But we're looking forward to someday going back to being in one place, together, regardless of where that place is. Wow, that was a bit cheesy. But since we've been together for 15 years, we don't mind being cheesy from time to time. Now, let's have a closer look at our journey. How does the story of someone who's been here since forever look like?
Did someone say story time? Well, let's see. I joined Evozon in 2010. I remember before going to the job interview, I called a friend from the software industry to ask about the dress code. She said, and I quote, casual office. So obviously, I bought a suit because it sounded like the proper choice for a hot summer day. I remember I arrived a few minutes sooner and I saw a guy in shorts and flip-flops smoking in front of the office. He was Gabi, the CEO. Honestly, if you see him, you won't say he's the CEO. I mean, just look at him. That's when I realized my dress code might have been a bit too formal. We started talking and then he offered me a coffee and I was very surprised because he made it himself. At that time, Evozon was a small business, employing about 50 people. Now we're 500 and counting. And Gabi hasn't changed a bit. That's Clau, but you got the idea.
So can we say that we're a grown-up business with the soul of a small one? That's a good description of us actually. We try to keep everything as casual, informal and relaxed as possible. And most importantly, in our case, human connection comes first.
Yeah, that's something you can feel from the moment you walk through the door. On my first day, everybody I encountered was greeting me with a kind smile and a good morning. Few years pass by and people still do that.
And you can connect further with Evozoners who are not on your team. I met some fun colleagues at Evotalk events. It's nice because events are well niched and you can bond with people who have similar interests.
And the training on Evotalks are on point. You can tell the training team about your team's needs and they're gonna prepare and host a training on the subject. We asked for feedback training once because we wanted to improve this skill on our team.
Oh yeah, we had the feedback cafe training as well. I remember the colleagues who were interns back then found it super helpful.
I remember when I was an intern. I was constantly learning, as we are now actually. Damn, we're in a never-ending learning loophole.
Yes, and we love having fun together. Remember the first Happy Fridays when we weren't so many and Tanti Maria was preparing sandwiches for every one of us, knowing everybody's preferences? I was among the only ones who liked olives on sandwiches, and she made sure my sandwich had olives every time. How did she do that?
Tanti Maria. I remember when she prepared socata for the whole building. It was funny because if someone tried to steal the socata before it was 100% ready, she would slap the person's bottom with a wooden spoon.
Wait, and do you remember YAPSI, the European event for the Perl community? I remember we were so happy we were chosen to host it in 2016. And nervous. It was a big responsibility on our shoulder, but damn, that event was so insightful. And the pre-event party on our rooftop was memorable. Did anyone mention we party like rockstars here? Because we definitely do. We are connected to the local tech community and organize or host events for it whenever it's possible.
You know what I really like about us though? Even if we're relaxed and chill, we're also making security a priority, for example. I remember last year in 2019, when we first prepared for and received the ISO certificate, that we were a bit nervous actually. We didn't know when the audit would come and how the process would go. And then one morning, bam, we found out that we were ISO certified. So how I see it is that we can be ourselves while making this a secure and safe environment for the rest of us and for our clients also. Talk about a win-win situation, huh?
Wow, thanks for pointing out so many things. Yep, we're glad to call ourselves Evozoners, and we're happy we can celebrate this week together. Even though we can't actually gather in the same place and celebrate like we used to, we're excited we can share this milestone together. Happy birthday, Evozon!